Welcome, welcome. My name is WriterMaven. I am the host of the Wrestling Receipts podcast. I talk all things Judgment Day, Don, Liv, Raquel, Ben, JD, now Roxanne, and Puerto Carlito. This is a live that is just going to be previewing Raw tomorrow and just some other stuff that has happened over the weekend, like from Saturday on. Um, I was on Friday night talking SmackDown, and that was just kind of impromptu. I wasn't putting really any thoughts behind it. But we got a little bit more information and a little bit more context today, because as usual, Scrap Daddy announced what was going to be happening on Monday Night Raw. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Um, Starting off this weekend, we had a Liv and Dom mentioned on a Sabrina Carpenter poster, um, on a London Underground like service information poster. Um, this really shows how mainstream Liv and Dom are becoming, and that's why I don't think they're gonna break up soon. Like they have way too much traction right now, even more traction than Rhea and Dom. Like Rhea and Dom, even though I was there from the beginning of it, it didn't get to this amount of popularity. It was popular on TikTok, yes, but Liv and Dom here, when you're just getting random write ups. Now I know this isn't Sabrina Carpenter's like team, but still, it has to be somebody to think of when you're doing these posters to think of Liv and Dom to do it. So that just shows how much they have stepped into the mainstream with this coupling. It's also nice that Liv and Dom posted the poster on their social media, so they are or were aware of it. But it was just something really nice to see yesterday. And like I said, this is just really showing how mainstream they're getting. Like I'm pretty sure once they finally wrap up all this Judgment Day shit and they finally can cut loose and go on their own, then um then I'm sure they'll start doing much more um mainstream stuff, like Netflix shows, like they really love them. So I would not be surprised if they start showing up on Netflix shows and things like that. So get ready for that. It's just getting to that point, which has been the real slog because, of course, Triple H has to drag his feet on everything. Um, let's see. Here's a little bit of news per Sean Ross Sapp regarding the King of Luchadors. Remember the WWE trademark, the King of Luchadors. We all thought this would have to do with Dominik because Dom has mentioned mentioned himself as the King of Luchadors, and Triple H recently has referenced Dominik as the King of Luchadors. So here is a little bit of information from Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful. Someone asked Sean, what are the chances the King of Luchadors trademark filed by the WWE is for Dominik? Triple H called him that a few months ago. Dominik used that as a recent post caption, and they asked, "Is a new character arc on the horizon?" And SR and Sean Ross Sapp said, "I think it is." So it's just a little bit like it's not something we don't already know, but I'm pretty sure. But Sean Ross Sapp usually has his finger on the pulse or something. So if it wasn't like a new character arc for Dom, I think he would say that. I joked with a friend that Dom has more evolutions than a Pokemon character like Eevee. If you know that Pokemon character, like he just keeps evolving, and it's just really wild to see this in real time because you go from Dom to Dom Dom to Dirty Dom to Daddy Dom, and then now you're getting King of Luchadors. And then you can also throw in Prison Dom as well. So you go from Dom to Dom Dom to Prison Dom to Dirty Dom to Daddy Dom, and now this King of Luchadors Dom. And that's 5 to 6 character arcs in almost like a 6 year period because Dom debuted in the pandemic era, which is around 2020, 2021. So he debuted then, and we're now in 2025, and he's already almost on his sixth character arc. That is really wild. But the unique thing and the neat thing about Dom and his character evolutions is that they're all pretty much different. Yeah, Dirty Dom and Daddy Dom are kind of similar, but Daddy Dom has a lot more confidence than Dirty Dom. Prison Dom was kind of like a joke uh, character. Dom Dom was just there for Rhea, and then Dom was just a good boy to Rey Mysterio. So it's just really nice to see all these character evolutions for Dom. And yes, we do expect King of Luchadors to happen soon. And like I said, as soon as we get through with all this Judgment Day bullshit and we can get finally into Bonnie and Clyde, then we probably will see King of Luchadors. We don't know if this is going to be related to AAA or is it going to be something that's just all encompassing for Dom. So he'll use that wherever he'll use that in the WWE and then he'll use it in AAA. We don't know. But hopefully sooner rather than later, we will finally get to see him as King of the Luchadors. And that's probably going to go direct into conflict with his dad, Rey Mysterio, which means king in Spanish. I'm locked on you. Um, Dom's new behind bars prison attire, not really prison attire, like Dom behind bars t-shirt, his merch, the new one that they just released, that is now shipping. I was not expecting that to ship really soon, so I expect mine to show up on Monday or Tuesday. I've already got my Liv and Dom t-shirt that was released about a month ago. So yeah, so that one's been shipped, and people, you should have it already now if you already got it. But the new prison bars Dom shirt, like his singular shirt, that is now shipping. So you should be getting that soon if you ordered it pretty much when it dropped, like I did. Um, Okay, Peter Rosenthal saying that Liv can be shot into super babyface status if Dom gets it with Roxanne. Now look, people don't panic. Liv Dom fans were thrown into a tizzy because, and I really can't blame Liv Dom fans. You know, I'm a Liv Dom fan, but I really can't blame Liv Dom fans for getting in a tizzy behind this because it seemed like all this weekend you had people attacking Liv, saying she's not good enough, and then you had today people just pretty much wanting Dom just to put over other people. So I get why the Liv Dom fans are in a tizzy. And usually, you know me, like I will always be saying, like, look, chill out, be cool, don't panic. But them being thrown into a tizzy, I get it. I stayed out of this discourse because I didn't want to just get into it. I didn't have the energy to get into the discourse and debate all that. But I really get it because one, Liv is already superstar status. She does not need that extra boost. She's not an underdog. This will not make her an underdog. She's not an underdog. Liv Morgan is not an underdog. You could say that a couple of years ago, but now she's not an underdog. Any kind of return for Liv, regardless of what she's going to do, is going to get a pop. And look at how Drew was when he returned to SmackDown. He got a pop, and he's still firmly in the heel position. So pretty much any kind of return is going to get a pop. You don't have to get a pop and then stay face. You can get that pop and stay heel. And heels nowadays in the WWE are getting cheered. So it makes no difference on what happens because you're going to get a cheer for her return either way. Um, and then again, and then as me as a Dominik fan, y'all know me, I'm a ride or die Dominik fan. I'm really sick to death and sick and tired of Dom being used to put somebody else over. Like he's already did that with Rhea. He's already done that with Damien. I'm not gonna say that he put over Liv because she did her own shit. That was like mutual. They got each other over on that. Liv contributed to Dom's character, and Dom contributed to Liv. So it wasn't like a Rhea situation where Rhea just got all this stuff because she got to be the mommy character, where Dom had to just deal with it. Here with Liv and Dom is on equal footing. So they helped each other out. So I'm not gonna say Liv used him. But I'm sick to death of people always wanting to pair Dom up with some woman or some other person to get them over. Like Dom should not be having to break his back to get over a Roxanne, or get over Finn, get over a JD, whatever they want to do with this Judgment Day stuff. Like at this particular moment, it's sink or swim. Yeah, Dom can help Roxanne out, and that's what I was kind of hoping before all this stuff went to shit. I was hoping that Roxanne joining Judgment Day would help her out because that helps. You know, you're a part of a group, you get to bounce off each other and help each other out because I like Roxanne and I want her to do well. But I am not going to sit here and watch Dom get used up just to so somebody else can get over. I'm tired of it. That's all he's been doing these past 2 or 3 years. Now that he's almost about to shift into the King of Luchadors, Dominik Mysterio, he's pretty much past like being solely used to get other people over. Like you don't use a Braun breaker in a position to get somebody else over. You see what I mean? Like you're not using a Tiffany to get somebody over. Lyra's not even being used to get somebody over. You know? Like at this point, Dom has put in enough work. He put in boots to the ground and get other people over because I know people always want to hold that he wasn't in NXT against him. Well, he's already paid his dues. He's paid a lot of dues. He was working his ass off. He doesn't take time off. Like I don't know what else you could ask of him. So at this point, he should be able to reap the fruits of his labor. And you know, at like I said, at this point, Finn, JD, and all them, they need to figure it out. That's why I was saying, like when Finn finally got that face reaction on Monday Night Raw this past Monday, then they just need to keep rolling with that. That's a face reaction. He's been going out to dead silence for months. Roll with that face reaction. Now, of course, it was against New Day, and that's New Day, but still, carry that momentum on so you don't have to be coming back and depending on Dom. Dom could help put over, or not really put over, but Dom could help Finn out more as the heel to Dom's, as the heel to Finn's face turn, but Finn at this point shouldn't need Dom to get over. Like he's been around. He knows what to do. Like I said, all he needs to do is go back to the original version of his theme song, do the audience participation, and he's there. He shouldn't be using Dom for that. Another thing with the Dom Rock stuff, they have no chemistry. Y'all know me, I am messy. Y'all know that I like toxic. Like I like toxic relationships. I liked Kane and Lita. That should tell you about what I like. I liked Kane and Lita. And if you know that relationship, you know. But I like Kane and Lita. I like Rhea and Dom. It dissolved into madness towards the end, but at the beginning, I liked Rhea and Dom. Especially when she softened herself and she was being really supportive and stuff like that before they decided that she could go on her own, and I think that's what really messed up her character. When she was in that role of just being really doting on him, I really liked that part of the relationship. It's toxic, yeah. I don't forget how they started, but I liked that part of the relationship. They had chemistry, and then with Liv and Dom, they had chemistry from the jump. When they first did their first stare down, you saw the chemistry. You felt the chemistry. Like when you first saw it, everybody was screaming. I know somebody on here, I think that was Nancy the Zombie. She said that when she was there live, you had the gasp from the crowd for that small interaction. It was just a stare, and I always call it that was the most charged stare in the history of mankind. It was just a 5 second stare, but you could feel the chemistry coming off of it. With Dom and Rox, there is no chemistry. None. I can't even put it where I go into my head canon of maybe Dom and Roxanne having a thing back in NXT. Like just to create some drama. I can't even go with that because there's just no chemistry. I don't know if Dom could ever have chemistry with another woman, and frankly, I don't really want him to because I think I'm kind of over that. Like once this Liv and Dom stuff is on, over with, he can take a break from that for a little bit. But there is no chemistry, and then they have not put in the work to do any kind of like they're hooking them up. by this time last year, we were getting the "I hate you" speech from Dom to Liv, and this is after them sneaking around, coming out of locker rooms, having to stare down. Dom helping Liv with her matches, Liv helping Dom with his matches. We all had they had a whole bunch of character work for months from that Raw after WrestleMania to up to this point leading into SummerSlam. We have not had that with Roxanne and Dom. We haven't seen them in the background doing anything. We haven't seen Dom helping out Roxanne in the matches. We haven't seen any of those little interconnecting bits with Roxanne and Dom. And like I said, Triple H ain't subtle. If he wanted to go that direction, then we would have gotten some of those hints by now. It may not have been as blatant as it was, like how Finn was talking to Roxanne before, but now there's just no chemistry. There's no point in wrecking something that's getting you mainstream attention for something that probably won't get that. It ruins Dom's character too because there's no reason for Dom to turn on Liv. We know why Dom turned on Rhea because she was treating him like shit, and she just would not. She was just horrible to him in those last couple of months. And then even in the lead into the relationship, she was horrible. We had a reason for Dom to turn on Rhea. With here, we don't have it with Liv. And then if he does do this just ruins his character that he's built. So yeah, I mean, we haven't had none of the build up, no chemistry or anything like that. And I've always said the chemistry more is between Roxanne and Finn. That had chemistry. People don't want to admit that, but there's chemistry there. Um, and let's see. Oh, one of my not gonna lie anonymous takes brought up that Ludwig Kaiser. Um, we remember that Ludwig Kaiser was talking to Dom, and now that Ludwig Kaiser is El Grande Americano, maybe there was something. Maybe Dom set up something with Ludwig for El Grande Americano, and I was like, it's a stretch, but if we get any kind of callback to that, like Dom talking with Ludwig, and then now Ludwig showed up as El Grande Americano Dos, then it would be a really interesting callback. I mean, it's far fetched, but that would be really interesting. Plus, El Grande Americano, if they're gonna portray them as the same person right now, still has beef with AJ Styles. So maybe we still have Dom have an ace in the hole for AJ Styles using El Grande Americano. Like I said, it's a reach, but it did make me think about it because I'm like, you know what? That's true. Because he was talking with Ludwig, and Dom was talking with a whole bunch of people. So he was talking with Karrion Kross. He talked to him twice. He talked with Ludwig. He talked with Pete Dunne. So if they ever run it back around where El Grande Americano starts some shit back up with AJ, then we know that they're still connecting those bits again. Um, and let us talk about Monday Night Raw, the preview. We have Roxanne versus Kairi Sane tomorrow. Um, it's possible that Roxy wins here to establish herself with having a belt and stuff like that. So it's possible Roxanne can win here, but it is also possible for some shenanigans. Like I almost suspect like a schmoz type ending where it's like a DQ or no contest where the result is thrown out because it's just shenanigans everywhere. Um, I would lean toward Roxanne winning, maybe Raquel helping her out or something like that. Maybe even Finn helping her out. But I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne wins, but I wouldn't also be surprised if shenanigans. Maybe we get both. Roxanne wins, and then there is some kind of shenanigans after the match. We can also see Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss show up because they've already are in the match, so maybe they come out to scope out the competition. So we could see them show up as well. We will also see if this confirms the spoiler image that was shown on Friday. The spoiler image shows Roxanne and Raquel going up against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And then it's going to be the Dungeon Dolls of Maxine and Natty, and then Soroka and Zarya from NXT. So um, we're going to see if that spoiler image is true, or at least like three fourths of it is true by tomorrow. Um, and then regarding that, and there was nothing really else related to Judgment Day with that announcement. I do hope we get some more shenanigans with Dom and AJ. Like, I want to see Dom continuing to evade AJ. Like, AJ is like trying to pin down like Dom isn't really hurt, so he can get Adam Pierce to pull the no protection order or whatever that is, like where he can't touch him. And and Dom is just keeping one step ahead. I would almost say that that keeps going until at least maybe 1 or 2 weeks after um Saturday Night Main Event. Like, just have it where it keeps going for another week or so after this. So have it this week, have it next week, and then finally Dom gets caught, and then that's when they make the match official for SummerSlam. That's what I would do. Regarding the Judgment Day, I really don't care. Like, I really don't want to hear like Finn grinning and you grin, you win, which is blatantly untrue. So I really don't care at this particular moment. Maybe they do something with the tag titles. I don't know who they were going against. Maybe a New Day rematch or something like that. But yeah, I do want Don to be doing something else away from the Judgment Day. Like, he needs to do something else. He has the thing with AJ. Let him mess around with AJ for a little bit. Be sneaky. Do some Eddie Guerrero type stuff. Some really early predictions for Evolution. Um, I really expect Roxanne and Raquel to lose. I think there's just more drama with them losing, because you can have Dom be upset that Raquel and Roxanne lost Liv's title. It cracks Finn's face because he's always wanted to say when you listen to Finn, you win. Like I said, it's not true. And it's just real drama there. And there's no point in Roxanne and Raquel holding the titles anyway, because they're going into this Judgment Day explosion and they don't really need it. Um, Also, you have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair is on an actual losing streak, not something like Rhea where she just doesn't get pinned in a match. Charlotte's been losing. Like, she got pinned at WrestleMania. She wasn't, she couldn't even get into the qualifiers for Money in the Bank and Queen of the Ring. So she's gone. She's been down on her luck a lot worse than Rhea Ripley. So, but I do expect her to start winning. I would so they could have Charlotte get a face turn with Alexa Bliss, and then whenever they decide to fall out and start fighting again, then you have that story set up. That's what I expect. But I don't expect Raquel and Roxanne to keep that, because anyway, there's more tag teams on SmackDown in the first place. It just makes sense to have the belts on SmackDown. They could go up against Michin and be Fab, and then Secret Her Service, and it's just a lot more they could do with the belts on SmackDown at this particular moment. Um, but other than that, that is it. Like I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about uh Monday Night Raw, what happened over the weekend. I'm gonna check something really quick just to see like who's stealing stuff for AEW. I'm almost wanting to. I'm so tempted just to bite the bullet and just purchase AEW's All In, because I do want to see that Texas Death Match between Hangman Page and John Moxley. So I might just bite the bullet and then like do like a review of it or something like that, because um I do watch AEW from time to time, and maybe I want to branch out just a little bit. There's some things I really don't like about AEW. Like, I think they do way too much no selling for my liking. And if you get what I mean, it's just like they take hit after hit after hit and they don't stay down. Where WWE, when you pretty much get hit with something major, you stay down, unless you're just doing those last gasp kickouts. It's not like you get hit with something and then you pop up like in AEW. It's a difference. and that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. But I really want to see that Hangman Page match because I want to see if they actually give the belt to Hangman Page. Because I swear, if they have Moxley win it just for Darby Allin, who seems to always have a death wish, come back to win it, I'm going to be super pissed because it feels like I wasted my time. It's kind of like how with the Judgment Day stuff. Like, yeah, Darby Allin, he that you would think maybe they're waiting for him, but like they should have put everything on hold just so he could climb Mount Everest. Like, come on. And then this dude is still doing like some really crazy stuff. So I was like, do you have a death wish, Darby Allin? Do you? Like everything you do, it's just some risk of injury, like even more so for a wrestler. Like, good grief. So I'm kind of turned off about Darby Allin. Like, if they do all this just for Darby Allin to win the belt, I think I'm not going to be watching AEW after that. But that's like my fear. So I'm like, do I really want to purchase the pay per view so I can see Hangman possibly lose, or do I just do it just to say I did it, and I can decide if I'm gonna go with AEW going forward? Because like I said, I actually love Hangman Page. Like I love his character. He's gone through so many character. It's kind of like Dom. He's gone through a whole bunch of different character arcs, like with him and Swerve, him and the Dark Order, him and Kenny Omega, him with the Young Bucks. Like he's gone through a whole bunch of character evolution. So I might just go on and bite the bullet on that one. It's $50 though. See, this is why I kind of wanted AEW to be on like Max because, or at least their pay per views to be on Max because it's a lot easier to watch the WWE stuff because I can at least go on Netflix with a VPN or Peacock and I can watch the pay per view. Easy peasy. I'm already paying for it. I got the subscription. I'm not paying extra to watch a PLE with the WWE. AEW, you almost have to be hardcore about it, and that's fine. But it's like a barrier there. Like you have to make a really good choice. Like, do I want to watch AEW this much to pay $50? And it's $50. Like I know it's a long pay per view, but $50. Can I say that I'm showing my age? Where I remember when pay per views were like $20 back in the day, like 20 something bucks. And then they started creeping up with it, and that's when I stopped getting like WWE pay per views because they were getting ridiculous, like 40 or $50. And the card was shitty as fuck. Nah, like the price is almost prohibitive, at least for me as a super casual watcher of AEW to get the PLE. But I kind of want to watch it because AEW's actually been doing really good these last couple of weeks. I've been tuning in. I've been watching Willow. My fave. Um, I've been watching Hangman, Hologram, all of them. Like I've been watching it, and Tony Storm. Like I really want to see Tony Storm and see if she retains because I really want to see Tony Storm retain because I don't like Mercedes Renee's like belt collecting gimmick. I'm just not a fan of people getting the belt and holding all the belts where they have to introduce a tag team belt for the women now. I'm not a fan of that. Like belt collector gimmicks are okay, but I need to see you defending all these belts, and you shouldn't have all these belts where none of the women can step up to challenge you for you. Like you have Mercedes name doing the TBS thing, and she's held it, but I think they should have just had her drop that at some particular point. She could still have all her other belts, but drop the TBS one. That's the mid card belt. It'll be like if Rhea had the women's world championship and intercontinental championship. Like that would be horrific because you're just stopping up both lanes for the women. Like I want to see Queen Amanita. Is it Aminata? Queen Amanata. Yeah, I want to see her like finally get to a TBS belt or something because she has something really good with Thekla, and I want them to start fighting for a belt or something because they have some really good stiff chemistry. I want that, but you can't do that because Mercedes Moné has the TBS belt. I don't want her to have the women's world championship as well. Leave that with Tony and have Tony fight some build up some other feuds some way, and Mercedes Moné can build up some other feuds. And that's my AEW little side rant there.